To me, one of the things that is so cool about modular synths is the ability to run other instruments into them and process it through all of the different sections of the synth. That's pretty much been a staple of modular synths from the get-go, and people have used it to great effect. And one of the cool effects that I have found is running your guitar through it. And it doesn't really make it like a guitar synth, like one of these MIDI rolling things, but what instead it does is it allows you to control different aspects of the synth from your guitar. What I have here is this Synthesizers.com Q118 instrument interface, and what that allows me to do is not only run a signal into it and amplify the signal, but I can use these different available outputs. Amplifier, which is the output of the input, and envelope, which is what I'm going to use right now, and then there's gate and trigger, which you can use to do other effects. It's basically like an envelope follower, but it's not just a standard Mutron type of deal, although you can do that. Let me see if I can get that sort of thing going here. Oh yeah, so before this thing hits the synth, I'm using my trusty old Dynacom, MXR Dynacom. It's cheap, and I think everybody should have one if they play guitar, or anything else for that matter, because it's just great. Let's see if I can make this thing do a standard, like, auto-wah type of Mutron thing. There we go. I'm going to adjust the attack time here to kind of give it a little more of that wah. And I can adjust the resonance and make it sound absolutely crazy if I want to do that, like this. Oh man, that's too much fun, but that's only the beginning of what we can do. This right here is the MOTM sub-octave multiplexer. Let's just turn on one octave here, along with our standard guitar signal, so we can get all kind of effects like this. It's your standard old octave thing. As you can see, it's already kind of starting to sound more synthetic. So I'm going to add another octave in there. And then now we're starting to get into some serious funky sounds. Let's have some more fun. Now, if I add that in with the thing I was doing a minute ago with this Mutron type of filter, now we have, for all intents and purposes, a synth guitar. Alright. We're going to put this in LFO mode, low frequency oscillator, which is the thing that drives any sort of effect, such as a phaser, flanger, chorus. It's all got an LFO in there, modulating other parameters. Okay, so that's not a big deal yet. But if we put this thing into cross mode, which is like a ring modulator, but it uses all those different octaves, those divided octaves, at the same time. Prepare for craziness. Here we go. Man, how about getting all those different sounds? That's what I'm talking about. Don't ask me to explain exactly how each one of these divides down and does the cross modulation. All I know is that whatever rate this thing is going at, the LFO, is how fast I'm going to get these different sequences. And depending on how many of them I use, I can get completely like electronic synthesizer sort of things. There's just one. Okay, now let's add the second one in. Yeah. Let's add a third one. Let's go ahead and put them all four in there for some craziness. Now I have to play up real high because we've got 4 octaves below whatever note I'm playing. And so for it to just not sound like a big bunch of mud, I've got to go way up here on the neck. And notice it tracks every move I make. That's what I'm talking about, complete mud down there. Okay, so if we use something besides a pulse wave, we can get a whole different pattern. Okay, now if I use a triangle, it's even more different. Yeah. Oh man, you could have a lot of fun with that right there. Finally, here's a sine wave. With 1 octave on. Here's with 2. It's pretty complex patterns going there. Now let's just add them all 4 in there. Go crazy. Yeah. So one reason I use the Dynacomp is because after the sustain of your guitar kind of dies out, the octave thing doesn't know what to do with itself and just kind of sputters into oblivion. Especially when you got all 4 octaves going.